You ever feel like a walking contradiction? Like you can be on, super charming, engaging, right in the middle of a conversation, but then bam, this second you get home from a party, you need like a full day in a quiet room just to feel human again. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Okay, let's dive into this whole paradox.
And this is a real thing. This exact question was posted on Reddit and it just blew up. Thousands of people felt seen. It just perfectly captures that feeling, right? It's like you're socially skilled, but you're not socially powered. You've got all the tools to connect with people, but you're also keenly aware that your energy for it is on a timer. So in that very same thread, a user, shout out to Mountain Mermaid, came up with the absolute perfect metaphor for this. They called it the extrovert battery. And it's this idea that we've all got this finite tank of social energy, and once it's empty, that's it. It needs a serious recharge. That metaphor, that's the key to this whole thing, and it's exactly what we're gonna unpack.
Okay, so to really get to the heart of this, we first have to clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings about introversion. Because here's the thing, it has almost nothing to do with how good you are at talking to people. It's not about skill at all. It's all about where you get your energy.
And that's the crucial distinction right here. Introversion is not the same as shyness. It's all about your energy. Think of it like your phone battery. For an introvert, socializing is like running a bunch of apps. It just drains that battery. And solitude, that's the charger that gets you back up to 100%. Now, shyness is totally different. That's a fear of what people think, of social judgment. And that can affect anyone, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Which brings us right back to this idea of this social battery. Because here's the deal. Every single social interaction, even the really fun ones, the positive, amazing conversations, every single one makes a little withdrawal from that energy bank. And when that battery hits zero, oh, you're done. Game over. Performance mode is officially off. You gotta plug back in, and that means being alone. It's a really great metaphor, isn't it? This social battery, it just makes sense. But what if I told you it wasn't just a metaphor? What if that feeling of being totally drained was something real? Something you could actually measure happening inside your own body?
Well, it turns out that's exactly what the science of emotion tells us. That feeling of being completely wiped out after a social event, it is not just in your head. There is a real physical reason you feel so exhausted.
Okay, so to get this, we've got to look at how psychologists actually map our emotions. And it's simpler than you might think. They basically use two simple scales. The first one is called valence. That's basically how pleasant or unpleasant you're feeling. And the second one is arousal. That's just your energy level, your level of activation. Anything from super excited and energized all the way down to totally calm. And all of our complex emotions are really just a mix of these two things. So, for example, feeling angry, that's a high arousal, negative valence state. Feeling calm, that's low arousal, positive valence. But, and this is the absolute key for our whole social battery thing, a really fun, engaging party, one filled with joy and amusement, well, that's a high arousal, positive valence state. So even though you feel great, your body is actually working pretty hard. So the big question is, how does this high arousal state end up making you feel so drained? Well, let's actually look at the science behind it and see the physical footprint it leaves on your body. The most important thing to get here is that this high arousal state, it isn't free. It has a real physical cost. Your body is burning through energy, kind of like an engine running at really high RPMs. And we can actually see this in the data. Check out this table. It's from a huge study on emotion, and it shows how our bodies react to different feelings. Now just look at amusement and happiness. Classic positive social emotions. What happens to your heart rate? It goes up. Your body is literally working harder just to maintain that happy social vibe. So even when you're having an awesome time, you're pretty much running a physiological marathon.
Yeah, and this connection is so strong, so reliable, that a whopping 78% of scientific studies trying to figure out what people are feeling, they use sensors to track the heart. So that social battery you feel, it's not just a vague sense of being tired. It's the real physical aftermath of your body operating in this super high energy, high arousal state for a while. So, okay, the drain is real. It's physical, it's physiological. So the big question then is, what do you do about it? How can you actually manage this battery so you can still be your awesome, charismatic self without just completely burning out? All right, let's get practical. Here are 4 things you can actually do. First up, you have got to listen to your body. Don't wait until you're running on fumes and about to crash. Learn to spot those early warning signs. Maybe your focus starts to get a little fuzzy, or you catch yourself kind of faking a smile. That's your cue. Second, actually schedule your alone time. Don't just hope you'll get some. Put it in your calendar, treat it like an important meeting. Seriously, it's not selfish, it is essential maintenance. Third, communicate your needs. It can be as simple as, hey, I've had such a great time, but my social battery is getting pretty low, so I'm gonna head out. The people who matter, they'll get it. And finally, my personal favorite, leave on a high note. Try to duck out of social interactions before you're totally, completely drained. That way, you leave a great impression and you still have a little energy left in the tank for yourself.
So you see, the whole charismatic introvert thing, it's not a contradiction at all. It's simply someone who combines strong social skills with a deep physiological need to recharge. It's not in your head, it's literally in your heart rate. And that brings us to a final question for you to think about. Now that you know this strain is a real physical thing, what's just one small change you can make this week to honor your own social battery?